Today, I have a 1996 full-time four-wheel drive Toyota Granvia. This is the very essence of 90s Toyota practicality. The Toyota Granvia was sold in Japan from 1995 to 2002 as the premium minivan in the Toyota lineup. Although it never received commercial success domestically, I predict it will become increasingly popular as imports for outdoor enthusiasts. Many people like to compare this vehicle with the Estima and Hiace. It's the same length and width as the Estima, and it's only slightly shorter than the Hiace. But I like to think of it as the more refined but less exciting brother to the Spacegear. Strip away all the accessories from the Spacegear and you basically have the same body design. They both have big bodies with relatively small hoods featuring front engines. These two feature turbo diesels with similar specs. The Granvia also came fitted with an intercooler from 1999. They also share similar dimensions and curb weight. The Granvia is heavier on paper but feels lighter on the road. They even happen to have the exact same Terzo ladder installed. And they're both four-wheel drive. Side note, the Spacegear is part-time four-wheel drive, which equates to better fuel efficiency because you could be in two-wheel drive most of the time. On the other hand, the Granvia is full-time four-wheel drive, which means there are fewer components you have to worry about, and you don't have to switch in and out of two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive each time you off-road. The similarities continue inside, with both featuring column shifters and easy access from the front to the rear. This accessibility was a big selling point for outdoor use, as was the spacious interior layout. Basically, the Granvia is what you get when you strip down everything exciting from the Spacegear. Starting with the front, it's very dull up here and can greatly benefit from some accessories. A grille guard, fog lights, things of that sort will really spicing up the experience. Coming to the side, I do like this two-tone design and these lines. The film also matches the color very well. These stickers are pretty warm, but I wanted to share them with you before I had them removed. I love to have fun. I love my family and friends. I love this beautiful planet Earth. The reason why I choose this car is because it will totally satisfy my requirements for outdoor living. Well, tomorrow, where shall we go? Moving on, getting in and out is a breeze because the floor is low to the ground. In fact, that was a big selling point for the Granvia. There's about 1.4 meters from the floor to the roof, which is more than both the Hiace and the Spacegear. Despite this, there's a fair amount of ground clearance for a so-called minivan. In the rear, you get a glimpse of what the Granvia could be. This one's fitted with a cool ladder and spoiler. If only the rest of the vehicle was as kitted. The 1KZTE engine is incredibly reliable and can also be found in Hiace's Hilux Surfs and Land Cruiser Prados. This isn't as powerful as the Spacegear's 4M40 engine, but from the inside it's more quiet and easier to live with, albeit less engaging. Moving inside, this ECT switch is crucial for this vehicle. It optimizes the gear shifts to help with the acceleration. This gives the Granvia a much needed boost, helping the car overtake on the highway and also making the drive that much more enjoyable. Next to it, you have the automatic curtain controls for the sides and the back. They're pretty functional, I guess. This is what happens when the inner materials expand due to being left under the sun. In the center is one of the simplest 90s AC controls that I've ever seen, but I guess it has everything you need. Underneath the navigation area is an ashtray and cup holder. On the passenger side, you don't have a glove box, but you do have an airbag, which was standard on all Granvias. Instead, you do have the storage space on the center, which is pretty big. You can fit a lot in here. You have a center console, which is deceptively big. And you have all the space in the middle where you could just throw things down. This Granvia features the dual moonroofs. The first row moonroof pops open manually, while the second one opens automatically. Coming to the second row, these captain's chairs are especially nice and can be rotated much easier than with the bench seats. Now you can move the seat quite a ways back, but Toyota actually predetermined where it stops. These nice footrests were equipped on higher-end models. Up top, you have AC controls, and on your right, you have additional curtain controls. Goodbye! This third row is pretty comfortable so long as there's no one gigantic in the second row. You also have this massive light, and for whatever reason, you can control all the curtains back here as well. Finally, you get into the trunk. When the third row seat is as far back as possible, your space is quite limited, but you can push this up quite a bit when you need more space. All right, let's go for a drive in the Toyota Granvia. I'm in a straightaway right now. It does have a good amount of power, and you have great visibility, especially with the dual moonroofs, and that just makes this experience so easy to live with. I drive a lot of these cars where the
the first time you're driving it, you're a little bit nervous for one reason or another, but this one you could just drive right off the bat. Anyone can drive this. And I'm on a little bit of a bumpy road. You might be able to notice the vibrations, but it's really comfortable. The handling is surprisingly light. Because it's full-time four-wheel drive, I thought the handling is going to be a lot more heavy, but that's not the case whatsoever. It really reminds me of the 90s or maybe even the early 2000s Corollas. The only thing that's a little bit of a shame is that in Japan, they didn't come with a manual transmission. They only came in automatics. I'm gonna just go up on this thing just because, you know, you can in this car. Yeah, that's what's great about it. You have a fair amount of ground clearance. The biggest drawback is that it just lacks a little bit of excitement. It doesn't make your heart beat really fast. No, there's nothing you could do to really make this ride more exciting, at least in its present state. But you get some good fat tires on it and you go off-roading, yeah, this thing will be a lot more fun. When you power on the ETC actually, which I hadn't done yet, yeah, I mean, it has a decent amount of acceleration and you're gonna have more than enough power. Yeah, okay, so it's a little more exciting once you have the ETC on and you turn up the speed. Yeah, but I mean, all those bumps, you just handle so easily. This had comfort in mind. And for a car from this era, yeah, this is arguably the most comfortable one that I've ever driven. And, you know, so easy to live with. Like, you're making this turn, oh man. I was driving the Land Cruiser fire truck before this without the power steering. Compared to that, this thing is just like a relaxing experience. It's like you're at the spa. The engine is a little on the loud side, but it's not this like loud, annoying brum, 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 brum. It's like kind of this comical light engine sound. But you could definitely hear it. And it's kind of like a toy, to be honest. Well, anyway, here we are, we're back. Just such an easy, stressless drive. I see the Granvia as a missed opportunity for Toyota. It's comfortable, easy to live with, practical, and full-time four-wheel drive. It's just not exciting. But stay tuned, because I'm gonna make it cool. Peace out!
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends.